Welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at the Apple iPad Magic Keyboard and try to answer the question, should you still buy the Magic Keyboard for the iPad? Now when it comes to this product, I've been using this product for about 6 to 8 months now, and I want to kind of go over it now that I've actually been using it on a regular basis, and I want to see how this thing is still holding up, and I want to talk about my pros and my cons when it comes to this product, and I ultimately want to answer the question, should you buy this product right now, and is it actually worth your hard-earned cash? Now when it comes to the iPad's Magic Keyboard, this does work on 3 or 4 different models. Not every iPad will be able to use this product, unfortunately. When it comes to this product, it will work on the iPad Pros of 2020. It'll also work on the iPad Pros of 2018 if you still have those. And it'll work on any version of the iPad Pro, whether it's the 11-inch or whether it's the 12.9-inch. And it doesn't matter again if the iPad Pro is from 2020 or 2018. It'll work on all those iPads. And then alongside those iPads, it'll also work with the brand new iPad Air 4 that just came out on the market, and it will work with that as well. Just note, when you're buying this product for the iPad Air 4, you will actually have to buy the iPad Magic Keyboard 11-inch version of this product, because that's the one that actually works with. Now let's first start off by talking about the cons of this product right away, so you are aware of some of the limitations and some of the things you may be experiencing when you first buy this product. First and foremost, when you do buy the Magic Keyboard from Apple for your iPad, the biggest con is definitely going to be the price point. Unfortunately, the price point of this thing is extremely expensive for what it is. I think for the 12.9-inch version of the iPad Pro, we're talking nearly about $300 for this product, and then for the 11-inch iPad Pros and the iPad Air 4, I think you're talking a little bit less money, somewhere around $200 and something. But even so, this thing is a very expensive product for what it is, so just keep that in mind if you're trying to buy this for yourself. This thing is very expensive, just keep that in mind. And then moving over to the iPad Magic Keyboard, I do have it right in front of me, and here it is right here. Now the one that you are seeing currently on the video is actually going to be the 12.9-inch version of this one, because this is the iPad that I currently have in front of me, the iPad Pro 12.9 2020 edition of this product. And first and foremost, let's actually talk about the design of this product. Now when it comes to the design of this product, I actually like the design of this product. I think it feels really nice in the hands. It's very sturdy to hold. I really don't have any problems there. But the only issue I do run into when it comes to this product is the fact that you can see on camera, I have not wiped this keyboard down, this keyboard case, and it is essentially very dirty and very grummy. It's not good to look at all, and it's not just me. If you do end up picking up this Magic Keyboard, just note that you will get a lot of junk on it, whether it's like fingerprints, smudges, dirt, debris, whatever the case may be. It's gonna contract stuff very easily, and that's pretty much the biggest gripe I have about this. You wipe this thing down and then you use it on a regular basis, and it's still pretty much going to be nasty no matter what you do with this product, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And it's kind of a shame too, especially when this thing is a very expensive product. You don't really want it to look like this, but I guess the only solution is to wipe this down on a regular basis, and you are good to go. Another thing I do not like about this product is the fact that if you look on the actual case itself, you will notice that it is actually an open-ended design. So that means not the whole iPad is actually protected when it's actually in this keyboard case. What that essentially means is if you throw this thing like into a backpack or somewhere, you could potentially damage the sides of your iPad since they are exposed. Now Apple purposely did this for a reason, and I'm going to show you that a little bit later in this video and talk about that. But yeah, that's one of the cons here. If you want full protection for your iPad, this is not going to be it, unfortunately. Another thing that does suck immediately about this Magic Keyboard for your iPad, especially if you go with the iPad Pro 12.9-inch version of this thing, is the fact that this ultimately makes your iPad much more heavier than it initially is. So if you put the iPad in here plus the Magic Keyboard, you're talking about 3-something pounds, and you can definitely feel the difference when the iPad is naked versus the iPad being in the Magic Keyboard. Is that a deal breaker at the end of the day? No, that's not a deal breaker at the end of the day, because it's not that hard to carry this thing around and things like that. But it is something to take notice when you do throw this into a backpack, or you do pick this up with your hands with the iPad in here. Just note, you will feel the additional heft of the actual product, and that's something I'm just not really a big fan of. Now let's actually go over and look inside the actual Magic Keyboard and actually talk about some other things that are kind of disappointing about this product to begin with. So I'm back with the Magic Keyboard, and let's talk about some more cons with the Magic Keyboard. And definitely one of the biggest cons with this product definitely has to be the fact that if you want to use it as a traditional tablet, unfortunately you can't use it as a traditional tablet, and in some scenarios this may not be the best option. Two options that really do come to mind is, one, if you want to use it as a regular tablet, you really can't use it as a regular tablet inside of this product. And then also, if you are an iPad Apple Pencil user, you can't really use the Apple Pencil all that well in this product. Luckily, there is a solution to this problem, and the only solution is to actually remove it from the Magic Keyboard. And then once you remove it from the Magic Keyboard, you can see you can continue to use it as a regular tablet. So that means you can actually lay it on a table and continue to write. You can pick this up and move it around like a regular tablet. That's really the only way. But then you do run into another issue with this problem. The real problem is the fact that now your iPad is naked, and you know these products are very expensive, so that ultimately means that you could end up damaging your iPad when it's off of the Magic Keyboard. Some people will tell you, why not just get another case to plop on the tablet when you take it off the keyboard, which is technically true. You could do that, but it's very inconvenient to have to take on and off another case just to use the Magic Keyboard, and then that would be an additional cost to this whole thing, and these products are very expensive to begin with, so it's really not a practical use case. So really what I hope Apple does in the next iteration of the Magic Keyboard for the iPad, I really do hope that they somehow integrate a case that'll actually fold behind the tablet. If the case folded behind the tablet, then you can lay this thing flat on a table, or you can walk around with this product as a traditional tablet. But that's just something to take in consideration about this product. And now let's actually talk about the keyboard. First and foremost, if you're thinking about this product, I will say the 12.9-inch iPad Pro definitely has the better Magic Keyboard, because the Magic Keyboard is much more of a full-size laptop-esque keyboard, whereas the iPad Pro 11-inch or the brand new iPad Air 4 actually has a much more smaller keyboard. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about buying one of these Magic Keyboards and you're trying to decide which iPad should you buy. You should definitely buy the 12.9-inch version of this if you are trying to get some real work done, because it will be a little bit more comfortable. But speaking on the keyboard itself, there are some flaws with the keyboard. One of the biggest flaws definitely has to be the fact that unlike a regular MacBook, you don't have any function keys to change your brightness, to change your volume and things like that, which is kind of unfortunate. Luckily, there is a solution to that. You could just drop down Control Center, and once you drop down Control Center from iPad OS, you do get controls like your volume, your brightness, and things like that, and that pretty much solves that. But it is kind of an inconvenience. They should have definitely put some function keys on here somewhere, whether it's underneath the iPad on an extra row, or they should have put them beside the trackpad. They should have put them somewhere on this product. I definitely would have preferred that, honestly. And then another problem is, since it doesn't have function keys, there is actually a backlight on the actual keyboard itself to light it up in dark conditions. And the problem with that is, that's great, but then you don't really have an actual way to control the brightness on the actual keyboard easily. You could bring down Control Center, but unfortunately, Control Center doesn't really have a toggle to change the backlight brightness of the keys. The only way to change the brightness of the keys, which is actually a flaw because it takes a little bit of time to actually navigate to. You have to go into settings, you have to go into keyboard, and then inside keyboard settings, you have to go to hardware keyboards, and then in hardware keyboards, you will get a slider, and this slider is keyboard brightness, and then it does actually adjust the brightness of the actual keyboard, and that is actually a flaw because it does take several steps to get into, and it's not really quick. So I hope they do give us a toggle in Control Center, or next time put an actual physical button on here to change the brightness of the actual keys. That's just something that I do not like, and I think most people would agree it's just not a really good thing. And then besides that, I think that is actually all the cons of this product. Now let's actually talk about a lot of the pros, because there are a lot of pros with this product. First and foremost, the biggest pro to this product definitely has to be the fact that the keyboard is extremely comfortable and extremely nice to use. If you're coming from something like a MacBook or another laptop, then you'll definitely feel right at home because these keys feel very good to use. And if you're thinking about getting a keyboard for your iPad, I would definitely say the Magic Keyboard is definitely the best product out there, hands down. Yes, it's expensive, but the quality is really here, and these keys are very nice to use. I'm going to go ahead and type on them right now so you can kind of hear how they sound in operation. So as you can see, they do make a little bit of a clicking sound when you actually type on them, but it's not too loud, and it does give off a very nice feel when you actually type on them, and everybody who uses this is going to have a great experience with that. That's something I really do like. Another thing I like about this keyboard is the fact that this keyboard is a nice keyboard if you've been using things like a MacBook. If you're coming from a MacBook and you're going to be switching over to an iPad with a Magic Keyboard, I can definitely tell you it's going to be a really good transition over from a MacBook, just due to the fact that a lot of the things you're used to doing on a MacBook keyboard you'll be able to do here. Like for instance, all the gestures on the trackpad are very similar. Same thing with a lot of the keyboard shortcuts are very similar on here compared to a MacBook, and that's something that I do like about this. Apple really thought of people who may be switching from a MacBook over to an iPad, or for instance, if you're switching from an iPad over to your MacBook, you won't have any problems learning all the shortcuts and learning all the gestures on your trackpad because they're pretty much identical. Another thing I like about this product as well is the fact that the trackpad on here is very nice to use. It's very fast, it's very fluid, it's very easy to use, and I really had no problems with it. Sure, it is a smaller trackpad compared to something like a MacBook, but for me, I've had no problems with it. It's very responsive, it's very fast, it's very fluid. I do like that about that as well. And then some other things I really do like about this product, which are pros, is the fact that this thing doesn't require any batteries to use. You pretty much just connect your tablet magnetically to the back of the backing of this product, and then you pretty much just start typing away or start automatically using the trackpad because it'll detect everything right away. You don't have to go into settings or anything like that. Once you put it on, it's good to go. And then on top of that, there is no external battery, and I love that as well. Unlike a lot of third-party options, most third-party options require you to have like a Bluetooth connection and always charge the keyboard every once in a while. But that's definitely not the case here because it is automatically running off of the iPad's battery. And you may be wondering, how does battery take a hit from this? It doesn't take a hit at all. You pretty much don't even notice the battery difference between having the tablet standalone versus having it on the Magic Keyboard, and that's something I really do like. Same thing when it comes to versatility. You do have some good options. If you want to type on here, you type away, and then if you just want to pull it up and use it as a regular tablet, you just take it off. You just take it off the Magic Keyboard, and then once you take it off the Magic Keyboard, you are good to go, and you can step away and then use your tablet as a regular tablet, and that's something that I really do like. And then you can just put it back on the Magic Keyboard because it does connect magnetically with magnets, and that's something I am a big fan of because the transition over from a laptop mode to tablet tablet mode is very easy. You just take both of your hands, put them underneath the tablet, and then pull away. And then once you pull away, you can see it does come off. And you can see it's literally only a 1-second process. You can see I'm pulling it off and on, and that's something I really do like. With a lot of these other 2-in-1 products on the market, it can be kind of hard to switch from tablet mode to laptop mode, but with the Magic Keyboard, you can see I am having no problems there. And that's why I was mentioning earlier in the video that this doesn't protect the whole iPad when it's closed, and that makes sense just because you have to pull the iPad away. And if they made this protect the whole iPad, of course, you wouldn't be able to pull the tablet off of the Magic Keyboard to use it as a regular tablet. So that's something that I do like, the versatility. Laptop mode, tablet mode, laptop mode, tablet mode, very good on Apple's part, and it's very quick and very easy. Honestly, this is the most impressive 2-in-1 type of situation I've ever seen with a product, and I absolutely love it. It's very quick and very easy to understand. Another thing I love about this product is definitely the fact that you do have a second USB pass-through. And here's the second USB pass-through. It is actually on the Magic Keyboard right there. You can see another USB Type-C port. So that does mean you do have 2 USB Type-C ports on this device. And that's actually a good thing, because that does mean you can still use peripherals. Like, for instance, you can use an external display, an external hard drive or flash drive. You can use accessories with the USB Type-C port on the tablet. And then with the USB-C pass-through on the keyboard itself, you can charge, and that's really all it's used for. You can't really use the USB-C pass-through on the actual tablet for anything other than actually charging it. You can see right there, there's the pass-through right there. But yes, that's only good for charging, but again, that's okay, since now you do have 2 USB ports right there for this product, and I absolutely love that. Another thing I do want to make clear is, keep in mind when you use that USB Type-C pass-through on the keyboard itself, you may run into problems if you use third-party accessories like third-party cables or third-party chargers, because for some reason it won't charge the iPad, or it'll say it's charging but it won't charge the battery. It'll stall the battery out, which is not actually a great thing. So just keep that in mind when you're actually getting this product, that you really need to use Apple's official charger and official cable with the USB Type-C pass-through on the Magic Keyboard if you want it to function correctly, at least in my experience. And I have tried about 2 or 3 different third-party chargers and cables, and they just would not charge the iPad, so just keep that in mind. Another thing I really do love about this product is the fact that now with 2 USB ports that you have access to, one on the keyboard and one on the iPad, that does mean your charging situation should be a little bit better, because a lot of times what happens is with traditional laptops, a lot of time when you actually go ahead and charge your laptop, sometimes your cord will actually have some tension on it, especially if you have to move your cord all the way around to certain outlets in your house, because sometimes your table is in the wrong area. So when you put your laptop down, you may have to stretch your cord out. But with two USB ports on the actual device now with the Magic Keyboard, that means you can charge it from the right side or you can charge it from the left side, because even though you still have this to charge the iPad, you can still charge it with the USB Type-C port on the iPad. It's not like it's just there for external devices. You can still use it for charging, but just keep in mind that this is the only port you can use accessories with, which is not really a downside, but just something to keep in mind of. And then another thing I really do like about this product is the fact that you do have a lot of different angles to angle the iPad, depending on what angle or what angle you want to use the iPad. So for instance, you can lay it there, you can go up here, and this is the farthest that it does go back, by the way, and this is pretty much all the angles, and that is very nice. One thing to also take a note is, I guess, it is pretty much a two-handed operation to actually open this. For the most part, you're not really going to be using one hand, so just take that for what it is. And then another thing I do like is the fact that when you open and close this thing, it automatically locks the iPad because it has a sensor on there. So that's good to know. You don't have to press the lock switch every time to turn it off and on. It automatically detects that, which is very nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. And now let's finally finish off the video and ask the question, should you actually buy the iPad Magic Keyboard right now as it stands? I will say it depends on your use case, and I honestly don't think this is for everyone. For instance, I think the Magic Keyboard is a really great product for people who need to get real work done. So if you're a person that does a lot of document typing, a lot of emails, anything that requires a lot of typing, then I would definitely say get this, especially if this is your only computer. If this is your only computer or your only device, then definitely buy the Magic Keyboard. You won't be disappointed. Now, if you're somebody that's just going to buy this and doesn't really type all the time, or you're going to type once in a while, I would personally say don't buy this. Buy something like a third-party option, because I think you'll be better off with a third-party option or nothing at all, because really you're wasting your money, because this thing is just way too expensive. And the problem for me is if you're not doing anything that's going to warrant you typing, it's not really worth your money. But if you're doing business-esque stuff, again, like doing documents or typing a lot of emails to clients or to people, then I would definitely say then the price of this thing makes up for itself, because yes, you are spending a lot of money, but the quality is there, and it's just a very reliable product as well. A lot of times with third-party options, they don't feel great to type on, or they do work, but they only work half of the time, and they're very finicky, and they also run on batteries, where this one is just a very easy and nice fluid experience. So there it is. One more time to summarize it up. Buy this thing if you're trying to do some real work and this is your only device, but don't buy it if you just plan to use it once in a while and not really do much with this thing, and just use it to try it out on a once in a while basis. I would say not buy it because it's just too expensive. So that's pretty much how I feel about this product. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.